One effective strategy for modeling your expectations for students is to do an I do, we do, you do. And sometimes, whenever you have students in class, it's really easy and quite tempting to invite those students to interact with you during the I do part. And during the I do part, what you really want to do is actually show the students you struggling through a problem, whether it being a math problem or a question or and how to annotate. Some students really struggle with that. And I know that as we are transitioning from doing our standardized testing and so many testing opportunities online, our students are really struggling with using or reading online, but also having a piece of paper to the side. So that's what I'm going to model for you all in this video. So from this point forward, just pretend like I am talking to my students and making a modeling video. All right, class, today we're going to be reading an article online, and I would like to take a moment to model what my expectations are for you. While you're reading, you're going to be filling out a graphic organizer or taking notes on your own on your paper. I'm going to model how to use the Cornell Notes. So I'm going to go ahead and put my title on here. Draw a line. The beautiful thing about Cornell Notes is it helps you to stay organized while you're reading online. So on this side, I'm going to put my keywords. And then over here, that's where my main notes will be. So I'll just label that main. And then down here at the bottom, I'm going to leave some room for me to write a summary after I get finished. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start reading, and then I'm just going to start jotting down what I'm finding. Right off the bat, I see 3 big words that pop out to me. Actually, 4. I need to include blended classroom. So over here on keywords, I'm going to jot down those. I know that as I'm reading this article, I will probably see these words again. Okay, got those. So from the image up above, this image right here, I noticed that it's calling it a framework. So I'm going to jot down something. Blended learning is a framework. Okay. Okay, in the second paragraph here, I read that human civilization has changed because of accessible technology and its affordability. I think that's pretty important. Human civilization. And I like to shorten down words, so I put because, and that's just something that helps me write really quick. I know that as students, you all probably know more abbreviations than me. Okay, got that added in there. One other thing that pops out to me is that it's talking about what blended learning is, so I'm going to add that to my notes. Okay, I've got that added in. Let's see, e-learning and online resources. And that means to me that I'm seeing and I'm making a connection between what I'm doing now, and that's being a hand-on part, and then I'm also reading online. So I know that's kind of blended within itself. Unique learning styles. I'm going to add that. I'm going to continue on reading in this article and just jotting down my notes while I read. All right, so I am to the end of the article and I have jotted down notes while I read, and I've also jotted down my keywords. This is super helpful and a great way to take notes because I can see my information broken down in a way that's going to be easy to read and easy to study with. So now at the bottom, I'm going to summarize this article. So I'm going to write that down. And I would say something like blended learning is an effective way to teach because students are unique. We can provide one-on-one instruction and it's proven to increase student success. All right, so I've got everything laid out. Now, while you're doing this, if you need to, you can have multiple pages. You can do one here and one here. Sometimes you run out of room, and that's okay to have multiple pages. So, as a student, what I want you to do now is to take the time to do your individual stations. This is your independent work time. You're going to have 2 articles to read, and while you're reading those online, I want you to fill out your own Cornell notes. Okay, so obviously that ends my student modeling example. You as a teacher do not technically have to do that, but I invite you to do the Cornell notes while you're reading those 2 articles if you wish. But doing a I do, we do, you do is so important. So what I would recommend after you model, we're the I, then you could have the students pair up to do one of these articles with a shoulder partner. And together they could do a Cornell note set for the first article or the first video or the first anything that they're using to do research with. And then you could invite them to do a you do, and that's going to be the individual student. So the student would have a chance to do their own Cornell notes or whatever strategy that you're trying to get them to do as an individual.